Welcome back to the Otafest Twitch channel where we have some Splatoon action here hosted by the Alberta Squid Swamp. For those of you who have just joined us recently, my name's Serena, also known as Kimmy. On my left, I've got...
Hi, I am Ryan, or otherwise known as Yoko.
And on my right?
I'm Dio, also known as Diofest. Keeping it simple.
There we go. So, we are in the losers finals. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're in the semifinals on the losers bracket side here. The winner of this match here will go on to the finals to go up against Team Silphipods that we just saw recently.
So we've got on the top there, we have the Super Dynabros, O'Kyle, Bubba, Stevio, and Koki. And on the bottom there, we've got the Bravo team, Timothy, Charmy, Nintendbad, also known as Nintendad, and Bustlebunk, also known as Hustlepunk.
These are great names. I love these usernames. Everyone in our community is so creative.
Absolutely.
So we're just waiting for the teams here to pick their gear and weapons that they feel is appropriate for this map and mode. We're going in with Rainmaker at Skipper Pavilion. Yoko, how about you tell us a little bit about the Rainmaker here at this map?
So Skipper Pavilion is the last map, and the final map to come out as the new additions in Splatoon 2, and it is the only map that features a different mirror. So rather than mirror like a horizontal flip, it's actually like a vertical flip. It makes sort of a U you can see on the side there. So it's an interesting map, and you'll see the Rainmaker at the very, very end, sort of the tip at the very top of the screen there, and teams are going to race to pop that shield quickly.
Indeed, we're going to see Charmy looking to take control of some of that space. Will drop out of danger. We'll be trying to pick up the Rainmaker. Will manage to succeed in getting it. Will take control. Look at Splat on O'Kyle as well.
What I liked about Charmy there is Charmy popped armor right away, which helped her team to make the push. And then after her special was depleted, she was able to pick up the Rainmaker and let her teammates do the rest of the work.
Will look like Charmy goes down, lose control of the Rainmaker, but Kooky won't stay alive very long either as Nintendbad shows up, but to pick it up only to get taken right back down. And it's a back and forth to try and establish control over this Rainmaker.
Yeah, we see Charmy here picking up the Rainmaker once again, trying to make a bit of a bigger push here, and going up the side here, very nicely done.
Oh, 4-point stop. This is going to be a huge uphill battle that Dynabros will have to climb, having to stop those jumps from coming in, then reclaiming the mid-turf. However, if they are able to take out all of the other teammates, they might have a full map to deal with.
Yeah, could be some big opportunities here for the Dynabros to turn it around. We are going to see Koki in a standoff a little bit here, looking to try and maintain control of this map area. We are going to see pings for this way, so it looks like the Dynabros will be regrouping. They will dodge the big bubble splat from Team Booyah Beaches. Rainmaker, though, will switch control. Will take it back on behalf of the Dynabros. Stevio will take out Charmy.
Stevio with that nice dynamo roller. Looks like things are starting to look a little bit green now. Maybe this is the turn that they need, a little bit of momentum to keep going here.
And it looks like they are in control of this push now. They're just going to be looking to continue to push a little bit forward, but Booyah Beach is not going down without a fight. Charmy will come for the contest, will get taken out, but not without taking down one of their own. The Dynabros down to just one as we have a respawner coming in as well.
Koki, last one up, deciding to jump out, be safe, keep that special, rather than dying and losing those valuable seconds on respawn.
Yeah, because the die would take a little bit longer for Koki to get back to spawn, so jumping back is a lot faster for them to be able to get back with their team, regroup, build specials with the rest of them. Team Booyah Beaches here going 3 down now, so Dynabros here able to try to make another push.
A really good opportunity to take some control, get some movement on that Rainmaker, looking to try and successfully get it in, but not before members of Team Cephalopods will try and come in. There will be a trade, but is it going to be enough? Bubba is just trying to take control of the space. We can get the Rainmaker moving. Team Cephalopods,
Dynabros.
Thank you. Not willing to go down without a fight. They're going to lose the Rainmaker, however.
Now this push is still rolling, one person up. I don't know if they see the beacon in that corner. They do, they're taking it out.
But this position here is very beneficial for Booyah Beaches here, as they're able to kind of keep an eye on all directions here and control the area.
It looks like the Rainmaker does get reset, so that's really good on behalf of Team Booyah Beaches. They're able to reset the push that the Dynabros did have going, so a little bit unfortunate for the Dynabros, but they have been playing well. There is opportunities here for them. They are able to get these team wipes, see if they can take some control, once again get that Rainmaker going forward.
Stevie looking there, was trying to see if he can get a flank going there and get some more momentum going there, but not being able quite successful there.
Now we're getting stuck in between the missiles and the armor, saving them in from what would have been certain death. Taking 2 out, a very good way of keeping map control here. Oh, but this might be the push they need.
Not if Kyle can say anything about it though, as they were able to take out 2 members of Dynabros there with the Rainmaker. Timothy opting to reset that Rainmaker now. Jumping it off means it goes back to where it came from at the beginning of the game.
Very good opportunity to force a reset. They will lose a little bit of time off of that respawn timer, but it's going to be okay. The Dynabros will take control of that Rainmaker once again from the center. They will lose the Rainmaker, however. The Booyah Bomb going to be charged on behalf of Booyah Beaches. They're going to be going off with that bomb. They're going to clean up 1 or 2, and now 3. The bomb will come in just to instantly die, and that'll be game.
Yeah, Team Booyah Beaches, they're pulling out all the specials to make sure that Rainmaker does not go anywhere.
But like, one thing with Rainmaker is that first push is usually the push that matters the most. Because you saw the rest of the game, it was very back and forth. If you look at the kill deaths on the screen there, again, very back and forth, like even plays across the team, but really the tide was set when there's no turf on the map. What's your first push gonna look like? How far can you get that? Having your team jump in, respawn, jump in, and keep that push alive for a minute or so, it set the game.
It really did, so it was a really good initial setup on behalf of Booyah Beaches. It really did let them establish control, where even where they were going back and forth, because they had already just won that first push, they could kind of afford to play a little bit more defensively, whereas the Dinos really did have to try and continuously max out every single push they got really, because they're looking to try and even the score. It's be interesting to see how they go into map 2 here with 1 map down.
Absolutely. I think Splat Zones on Manta Maria is going to be a very different type of game because it doesn't rely on that first quick push. It relies on constant pressure and control of the double zones here. You might be able to have your side in your zone, but are you able to constantly keep pressure in on your opponent's zone? And it's going to be, I think, a little bit more balanced. I don't want to say fair, but more balanced, right?
Yeah,
Indeed.
so this is the first time we'll see a map this weekend that features those double zones Yoko was talking about. Yesterday we only saw those single zones, so this will be a lot more interesting to watch, as we also on this one have a giant tower or pillar or mast in the middle between the 2 zones, so it's harder to get around it, and it acts as a very good barrier.
It does. I know a lot of times long-range players like Splatlings will charge their shot up behind that mast in the middle and then just peek out and shoot over the whole opponent's side. They have a really good positioning there. But as a short-range player myself, I'll use that mast to... Actually, you can paint the mast, stay in the ink, and shark vertically on that mast for those kind of long-range plays too. So yeah, some really interesting movement options you have on this map for sure.
Yeah, because you've got some high range going on with the 2 snipe plat areas. You can sit up on the grates with the mast. You've got the lower plat areas off to the sides. There's lots of different angles and areas you can get in over in this area. This map also provides a great opportunity for a lot of flanks to happen, especially if you're a brush or another short-range weapon.
Yeah, and we do see brushes and rollers coming out on both sides here. Obviously rollers with Dynabros, that's kind of their thing. But seeing in the brush come out from Timothy, I think is a really good pick for him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him sharking a little bit later once they establish a little bit more control.
And you'll see Cookie doing exactly what we're talking about there, using the mask for protection, charging up shots, and being able to have a really good angle, really good perspective to cap the zones here, and hopefully build up a bit of a pressure push.
Will get caught out by that bomb. Unfortunate, but we are going to see some of that map control turn over, which is going to be very good as both of these teams are looking to get set up.
And Tendaz also building his Booyah bomb here. So we'll hopefully see those specials starting to swap out, maybe get a different control of the zone. But it is hard with those two zones to really keep control of both.
Yeah, this is one of those maps and modes that we'll see the control go back and forth quite a bit more than we usually would see it.
Which again is very interesting. Out comes that Booyah bomb looking to try and take control of. Oh, but the trade splat does notice the flank going on behind him, but just isn't able to respond in time and is unable to have some support on that push and ensure that they gain control. But it looks like the control is going to just switch back over regardless.
And you'll notice Booyah Beaches here also has a penalty of 1 plus the full score of the 100. So anytime you take control of the zone, it will, and then the opponent takes control of the zone, it will give you a penalty. So they didn't have control of the zone for anything more than half a point of a second, but it still was enough to stack a penalty on them. You don't see that very often.
Not very often at all, no. But because of this map and mode, those zones flip over so fast.
Indeed, the control is going back and forth. Already we're seeing the lead really getting established here, especially with that penalty, but it still could be anybody's game.
Bustlebunk there being called up by Koki finally, and Koki able to get that pick.
And this really is a game of Booyah bombs. Like, we are seeing how many Booyah bombs across 1, 2, maybe 3? Just the 2 there.
Just the 2.
Feels like those are the specials, though, that are really setting this game out.
Because one Booyah bomb is able to take control of one zone, so if you can coordinate with your team to work on that other one, you can easily gain control of the zones.
Absolutely.
Indeed, indeed. So that will be the victory for the Dynabros. That's good.
Yes, I think
Great start.
The first win they've had today.
Great way to open up the set.
Yeah, and Super Dynabros are an excellent team. Like, they are playing at a high level. And actually, I think they might have also switched their names around a little bit. Koki is not a level 27 player.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, God. And they just kind of gave me a look and a wink, so...
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
I was just say, because I'm not used to seeing Koki use Splatlings.
Yeah, and Stevio, I called that earlier. Oh, Stevio's, or Kyle's playing the junior. That's usually Stevio's weapon.
They're trolling us. They know what they're doing and they're trolling us.
Well, let's see how well they control us here in Clan Blitz on Mako Mart, because this will require a lot of team communication once again as they try to get more wins here in these sets.
Yeah, we are 1-1, so this set could still go out to anyone here. And whoever takes this will be at least taking second place in today's tournament.
Which is super exciting. We've got some amazing prizes. It's a fantastic way to support our community, keep things going. Splatoon community is nuts.
Absolutely.
Our co-casters were mentioning we have an amazing Discord community full of players. If you want to get involved,
Yeah, if you're watching at home and you're like, hey, wow, I'd love to play on a team like this, but I don't know where to begin. You want to join the Alberta Squid Swamp Discord. And we're hosting a league event. So what you can do is join the league, just register as an individual player, and we're going to assign you a team to play with. You get a chance to practice with your team. Usually about every week, these teams are playing together. So you can see that communication and their teamwork really showing strong in a game like Splatoon 2. All right, now we are into our third game of the set here.
Yep.
So can you tell us a little bit about Clam Blitz? What are we expecting with Mako Mart here?
So with Makamot here, we're going to see them probably make a lot of pushes down right through the center here. If we see anything sneaky coming by, it might be up on the right-hand side of their map. as they try to maybe go up that little ramp there off to the side. There's not many pitches we'll see probably come off from the left. But a lot of the fights we're going to see are going to be in that middle area there. As we already see some splats happening right in that center spot there.
Stevio, who might be somebody else, got some good bombs there. Kyle's coming in with the armor. Might pop in a second. Yeah, armor goes up to save them, and not quite enough to get the clam in, but it looks like they will get the follow-up. 80 points on the board. A shame they weren't able to bring it down to 60. Koki able to save the clam and get it in. Oh my goodness.
That's a very strong first push, yes.
That is. And
not quite done yet here. Kyle over there trying to see if he can get...
Shuriken being a little bit sneaky there, but not enough to get in any more points on the board. It's still enough to keep map control for the team, which is just as important.
Yes. Indeed, this is a great setup right now for the Dynabros. Very strong first push. They did maintain that map control. It's going to be all about how the Booyah Beaches look to try and turn this around if they can.
Yeah, they will have that pity clam to utilize once they have established enough map control and somebody in that area to make a good jump for. Here we see another center push again by Koki, getting that basket broken and a splashdown to definitely clear out that area.
A solid stop, though, from our Booyah Beaches team. They know how to play defense here. They know they're expecting sneaky plays from each angle, so they're positioning themselves really well to help stop that.
Nobody picked up that pity clam, though, on Team Booyah Beaches, so they won't be able to utilize a second pity clam to come out of that push. It's a little unfortunate there, but maybe they don't need it. Maybe they're like, eh.
No, they can get good clam control here if they're able to paint, push up, and keep mid. So, Dio, one thing I'd like to point out, there is another small number in the top corner of the screen. On the left, it's set to 5. On the right, it's set to 8. Left just switched up to 14. So we're seeing that. That's actually the clam count for each team.
Oh, fantastic.
So you'll be able to see, the jump did not make that. And it looks like that's going to be a full wipe and a quick counter push here. Dynabros is going to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, even as the Booyah Beaches look to reset, it does look like they've lost all of their clams. So it's being a little bit unfortunate as Team Dino looking to set up a push here.
Yeah, the nice thing about Dynabros here is they actually don't need to play so aggressive at this point. But anytime you score, it prevents the opponent from scoring as well. So a push like that, just to get one in, is enough to slow down and stall and actually play defense. So sometimes in Clam Blitz, the best offense is a good defense.
Indeed. And it looks like we are going to be seeing Team Booyah Beaches are going to get wiped once again. Team Dynabros looking to just establish this defensive. They're going to pick up a handful of clams, and that's going to be very dangerous if you are on behalf of Team Booyah Beaches, that you don't want to lose too much of this map control, especially as we dial down into that last 90 seconds of the game.
And you saw there as well some good teamwork coordination passing clams. Can you tell us a little bit about the benefit of passing clams and how you have to be coordinated as a team to manage that?
So I kept talking about how coordination is very key here for Clam Blitz, and that you need to be constantly talking with your teammates. Passing the clams there, if one person's only got 6 and the other got 4, well that's 10 right there, and that's 10 that you need to make a power clam with. So if you pass off those clams, you can get a power clam going. It's also very beneficial. If you have 9 and you're trying to be a bit sneaky, you can say, hey, do you got 1? Jump to me, I've got 9. I need 1 more to make a power clam, and we can get this popped.
And you'll see they're sort of juggling those big clams as well. A big clam will fade out and disappear if you leave it for too long. So tossing them back and forth, really effective clam management, and just, again, good signs of teamwork and communication.
Yeah, because you can kind of trick your opponents into thinking, okay, there's somebody over there with that power clam, so I'm going to kind of hide with it. But if you're just surrounding it to try to get those splats, bait them in, it's a very good strategy.
Indeed, and we are seeing the Dynabros with some huge map control here as we did get a little bit of a wipe on behalf of the Booyah Beaches. They are looking to just try and maybe get some control back in the last 20 seconds of this map, but not without getting taken out by the Dinos. They're looking super good going into the last 10 seconds of this game.
Again, all they need is just to play defense at this point. Dynabros has this if they can keep any of those big clams out of their side.
Yeah, they've been doing a very good job so far stopping all pushes from Team Booyah Beaches there. They made about 3 attempts that I could notice to try and make a push, and all 3 were just smacked down and denied.
Indeed, a very strong defense from the Dynabros. They'll take the 3rd map to make it 2-1 in their favor. Looking to pick up a 3rd map for the victory that'll take them into the grand finals for this Splatoon bracket.
We'll say Stevie-O brackets and Kyle their brackets. The quotations is not actually them, I don't think. But they did a lot of work there, getting a lot of the picks the team needed to make sure all those pushes were denied.
Good stops overall.
So we're moving on to tower control at Piranha Pit. This is a very, I'd say, charger-friendly map and mode.
It is, and you know, I don't think we have a lot of heavy charger players on either team here, but maybe we'll see some Stingrays. I'm expecting to see at least a Splatling with a Stingray at the minimum on each team.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see some Booyah bomb coming out somewhere along this map too, because this map and mode, just this mode in general for Booyah bombs is very good to help stop pushes.
So, Dio, how are you feeling about the specials in Splatoon?
They're very cool. I love how they very much can sort of sway very quickly. The way the team fight is going really can be used to establish a ton of map control, which can set teams up for pushes. Can also be used to get some really flashy big kills, and they do generate quite quickly, which is quite fun. So it's never like a complete game decider depending on who has specials and who doesn't, but it is very fun to watch.
Absolutely. Are you, so when we're talking about specials like Booyah bombs and Stingrays, you've seen a few of those coming out this weekend so far?
They have been coming out, and it's very cool, especially to see how those Booyah bombs are used. Again, we go back a couple of sets ago, seeing that massive Booyah bomb to take out an entire team and establish control in that clam basket mode was super cool. So I'm very excited to see how all of these teams are going to be using their variety of special abilities to take map control, get these really flashy, cool kills. This is a fantastic series to watch, especially since they're going even. We're seeing the Booyah beaches and the Dynabros kind of trade maps here, and it's all about sort of this map control and these exchanging fights. So this is great. I mean, loading into the next map.
Yes, so we do see a Splatling coming out on the side of Team Dynabros there, as well as our usual 2 rollers and a NZAP there with some armor. And we also see a Booyah bomb weapon coming out of the side of Team Booyah Beaches. So what we mentioned earlier is going to be what we see, in fact.
Indeed, we're going to see Stevie-O playing in this corner with the roller.
Running out of ink though, but he has a Booyah bomb to help him replenish that and make an established area over there for some more zone control.
Indeed, we're looking to try and stall Booyah Beaches as they're looking to move this tower. It doesn't look like we're able to do it as they still do have tower control. Timothy, though, will get splatted. Bubba in the corner with this roller looking to try and make sure that tower gets stopped. Looking for the setup here.
One swing from a Dynamo at that angle is deadly, and the second swing follows up to finish it off. The Dynabros are really wanting to make sure that they can keep that tower in their favor.
Yeah, Team Booyah Beach is here going 3 down. The roller's the only one left, just Charmy there, trying to defend all she can, but ooh, I feel like
not too much she can do as she stopped.
You can see Charmy's roller had no more paint on it. And so when you have no more paint and you're in the enemy's ink, that's a death wish for you.
Indeed, and we are going to see Timothy get taken out cross range by that long range super. And we are going to see the Dynabros moving that tower along quite quickly, even as Team Peaches is coming in, looking for that contest. Out comes that Booyah bomb.
Aiming for that snipe area over there, making sure no one's up on that area to get rain from above.
The lead does change over there.
Very good for the Dynabros. They're looking now to go for that W as they are taking control of the lead. They will take checkpoint 2, will be able to dodge the super as well, and they're now moving past. This is looking great for the Dynabros. They're off to a little bit of a rough start this map, but they've quickly turned it over into their favor. Koki at the long range, getting the cleanup on 1.
Zoning them out, even if they don't get a pick with that Stingray there, it's great for making sure they keep the other team away from that tower. zoning them away from that area.
And it is just enough to ensure that they do get checkpoint 3, and that'll be game. Very swift cleanup and turnaround from the Dynabros.
Yeah, Charmy did try to get those kills on the tower at the very last second, but didn't have quite enough time to get both of those members off the tower.
And that will be the victory for the Dynabros.
So that will put them up 3-1 against Team Booyah Beaches.
Will move them into the finals. How exciting! So they will have an opportunity now to get that rematch that they were so desperately hoping for in going for that grand prize.
Yes, indeed. So while those teams set up for the next match here, we're going to take a quick break, so don't go away. We'll be back shortly with some more Splatoon action.